Let me see. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. If you see the screen go in and out, it's because the Wi-Fi is bouncing. It's because the Wi-Fi is bouncing. And let me see. And my allergies are acting up, so you guys could hear I have tissues in my nose. But anywho, announcement. For those of you who are seeing um, readings that are coming on YouTube from the SGL Tarot Podcast, it's still processing. Okay. So some of you are getting free access to the podcast, and it's not supposed to be available to no one on YouTube, but it is available on the SGL Tarot Podcast. I'm transferring everything over onto YouTube. So some of you are having access to messages. Okay. So they're not in order. And once I have about 43 more um, downloads that need to be downloaded, and then I could get the SGL Tarot podcast in order here on YouTube. Okay. So that's one of the announcements. The next announcement that I have is I'm being guided to ask you to be patient with yourself this week. Okay. I normally don't do weeklies. I know that I just did a weekend. And so I'm going to pull some messages for the collective for the week in this section right here. So if the screen cuts out, you don't have to leave. Just give me a moment to reset everything and it will start. I believe it will leave off where it cut off at, and I'll try to pay attention to the screen to make sure that I see when the screen cuts out. Um, let's see what else. I think that was it. My only announcement I had was for some of you who are tapping into the SGL Tarot podcast on YouTube, and everything's got done processing. If you want to see the readings in order, click the handle to the SGL. Let me see. Hold on. What is going on? Yeah, click the handle So click the handle to the SGL Tarot podcast, and you should be able to get the readings are in order. Okay. Some readings are not time stamped, and that's what I'm trying to remove is the readings that are time stamped. So this is kind of a what do I call it? It's kind of like you get a little behind the scenes with the SGL Tarot podcast. But oh, there was another message that I had to tell you, collective Earth, Air, Fire, and Water signs. And it wasn't anything to get you worked up or anything like that. It was just something. If it comes back, it'll come back to me. I don't believe in rushing any messages. So since this keeps, I don't know if I should just go ahead and just use YouTube and stream. I know that the streaming service that I'm using, it was going perfectly well. I know my internet service, there hasn't been any changes. Everything is good. And I'm not really understanding why we're having any toggle difficulties. But I'm definitely going to get my security checked on my devices to make sure that I'm not compromised. I don't feel like I'm compromised, but just to be on the safe side, I just want to make sure. So if there's anything that's compromised, I can do the necessary things that steps that I need to take. So if you're compromising my services, I advise you to stop because I am going to press charges. Moving forward, hey, I'm SGL Spiritual Guide and Light. I hope all is well. So I'm going to pull some messages and then I'm going to go ahead and go individually for each zodiac sign. What I want you guys to know is this is not going to be on an ongoing basis of doing weeklies. That's not what I do. I'm just being divinely guided to do so as a complimentary for the weekend read. Okay. For me, Sundays is the first day of the week. Some of you, Mondays are the first day of the week. I'm not asking you to conform to making Sundays the first day of the week, but so that you can understand how I operate, Sunday is the first day of the week. And so the weekend is over, basically. And I hope your weekend went accordingly. Let me know you're up to date for those of you who because I do care. I'm not coming on here to, this is not a game. So I take being a reader and a guide very, very seriously. And um, also, the reason why I wanted to do a weekend read is because Divine has blessed me, and I felt like since Divine blessed me, I wanted to bless the collective with the weekly messages. So, you know, I said, oh, you know, I think that's a great domino effect to do. I don't know if you guys are Starbucks drinkers, but if you ever went to Starbucks and, your intention is to pay for your beverage or whatever it is you're buying at Starbucks, and then you get to the window and it's paid for, that's like the best feeling in the world. And it's kind of like that's how I feel. And I'm hoping that, and then I pay for the person behind me, you know, that's how I feel when it comes to when Divine blesses. So if since Divine blessed me, I said, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and complement the weekend read with a weekly. Um, I'm only doing weeklies, I mean, weekdays when I am divinely guided to, but for the most part, this is coming out of being blessed and returning the blessing. Okay. I think I'm going to stop this, but I'm going to keep going because I know it's going to cut out again because the internet is doing something. But for those who are hackers, once you hack, your blueprint is there. The only thing that's taken is the compromise. But the fact of, you know how if you shoot a gun, the residue is still, it doesn't matter what you use, it's still there. It's no difference from a hacker when it comes to a computer. So, like I said,
If you know you're compromising my space, I suggest you stop because I am going to press charges. But anywho, there's no need to get worked up for something. People steal all the time. But anywho, I don't feel jeopardized because I'm doing God's assignment, so it doesn't affect me in a negative way. What was I getting ready to start? Okay, let's start with this. Let's see. Most High, thank you so much for blessing me with the gift of intuition. As an intuitive reader, allow this session to bring clarity, confirmation, and understanding. Hold on, I'm gonna have to step away, and I hope, if you notice, I took the tissues out of my nose. The drain is stopped, so which is good. Um, let me go ahead and let me step away real fast so I can stir my pot, and I'll be right back. I need to turn the heat down, and then I'm gonna do the this week's messages that come out. All I ask of you is that you do not force any channel messages, okay? Um, do not force any channel messages. All right. Just because someone says, oh, this is going to happen, does not mean that you have to accept that message. Tarot is a tool that we utilize that assist us. And you are in control of your mind and your thoughts and your worlds that you create. Okay. And the things that are not in your control, you are in control. Oh, now you got that away. Let me step away and I'll be right back. If it toggles off and it's a black screen, just give me a minute and I will reboot my screen and we will just keep going. I'm trying to be a person about this because I'm start using we know going. And so I think my streaming system, I'm not going to just be so quick to say, oh, it's their fault. No, we don't know what's going on. I know that my Wi Fi is good. It says my connection is strong. I know that when you stream, it takes up a lot of whatever it takes. So I have to take that into consideration too. So for those of you who have short attention spans, just go back into tarot worlds and find a reader who will work for you right now. If you don't have patience with, me having to reboot every time the screen goes black, then, you know, maybe this is a sign of you needing to have patience, or maybe this is a sign that the messages that you seek, you are forfeiting and you're not supposed to get those messages at this time. Okay, you could be allowing things to play out too fast. Consideration. Let me go stir my pot, turn my fire down, and I'll be right back. All right. Let's go ahead and see. And you know what? Let me see if I change mics, what happens. Actually, I'm going to keep it the way it is. Let's see. All right. What is... Let me just pull the spread, and then we'll go from there. I need to just pull the spread. What messages do you have for the collective for the week? Thank you. What message do you have for the collective for the week? Something else. It's looking good so far, I will tell you that. There is some bad news and some good news, but overall it looks good. When is the message for the week for the collective Earth, Air, Fire, and Water signs, please? What you don't see. What you don't see is a snake this week. For some of you, this snake is someone who's stubborn. This snake operates off their emotions. Also, for others of you, you'll be enlightened about something. If you are the group this week that is enlightened about something, it has to do with a lesson being learned and it's closed out. All right. For those of you, in regards to a person who was a snake, they will be making their actions toward regarding you is because of how they feel about you. Okay. Moving forward. I just wanted to get that out of the way so I don't have to worry about saying it later. Overall, like I said, there's some good news and the bad news. In this spread for the week collective, the good outweighs the bad. All right. I am message, please. There's 2 I am messages. I need to clarify this year from now that's up in the air. Okay. I'm being guided to clarify with the same deck and then clarify the year from now. From there. Thank you. Look for a sign. Okay. This is a tower moment. But this could, for some of you this week, this is a tower moment. Others of this is about you being shocked about what is revealed this week. And it's tied to a decision a year from now that's up in the air. Well, Let's see. Okay. So collective, you're being asked. Just listen to me. I haven't even flipped all these cards out because I still need to clarify this right here at the top. That was the first deck that I pulled, this up in the air, which is a year from now. Let me move this up here. A year from now is up in the air. And then the musician came out. And in the beginning, when I was doing the announcements, I made it very clear that you are in control over the things you cannot control. You have control over the things you cannot control. This musician here, uh, know what it is you're manifesting. All right. When it comes to your actions, think before you act. Think before you do. You have your wand in your hand. Let's just say it's your receptor. You know what I mean? When I see a person with a cane, I hold them in high regard because most people who have canes, they know the arts. And that's just my personal advice. When I see an elder person who has a cane, I don't think of them as being disabled or limited. I look at them as, oh, okay, smart, intelligent, and they are smarter than everything that is around them, and they can control the things that are out of control. I don't know how to explain this. So when it comes to the fact that you have control over your wand, your fire energy, be mindful of your actions and your acts. Okay. So it's kind of like if you know the repercussions of something this week, if the repercussion is a negative impact, are you willing to, um, how do I say this? Regardless if it's good or bad, if you are aware of the impact, whether the impact is negative or positive, if it's negative, are you ready for that impact? If it's positive, that's a good thing, right? But sometimes negative impacts don't restrict us, it positions you from being restricted. So there's this borderline, especially with this boundary and this alignment here. It's like, it's only so far that I can say because I'm part of the collective too. Okay. You have the Six of Swords here. All right. And it's kind of like, let's say that I'm the person in this card, right? A guide delivering a message, and you're doing everything within your power to go against what I'm making you aware of. So for some of you, what I see here, all right, place yourself where it fits. And I'm gonna be honest with you because I would want someone to be honest with me. You know what I mean? If you're a seer and you can see when a snake is near me or coming into my life, and you tell me, I'm gonna have the high most regard respect for someone who has their best intentions at heart. And I have my best intentions at heart regarding you, collective. Some of you, the hard pill, like I said, the good outweighs the bad this week. But for some of you, the hard pill to swallow is you are your own worst enemy this week. All right. Some of you may portray yourself. When it comes down to being enlightened this week, okay, I'm moving on to a whole new message. For some of you this week, you need to slow down because there's nothing wrong with knowing, there's nothing wrong with having knowledge, but sometimes you can be ahead of time and you have to slow down. Okay? You want to slow down when it comes to how you go about things, or um, what you set your mind to. For some of you, your guide, or some type of ways, there is a message of saying don't do something, don't go about something in a certain way, because it can affect what's supposed to come to pass a year from now. Moving forward, when it comes to, everyone is a musician, it just depends on what kind of musician you are. You have musicians who have the birthright to be a bad musician and a good musician. They can choose whenever they want, and that's just because that's their birthright. But that, I want to speak on the musicians who are bad and the musicians who are good. All right, I don't want to debate about anyone saying, "Oh, I'm not a musician." Listen, a musician is the fool. Okay, you have all elements. You have access to water, and I just said I wasn't going to explain myself, which I'm not going to do. I literally was getting ready to explain myself on how the fool is a musician. But this week, you have everything that you need. You have control. You will have control over your water. You'll have control over your ground. You'll have control over your fire energy. The only thing is that you may not be aware of is that you have control over the planets that are in our horizon at this time, specifically assigned to you. I know it sounds far fetched and way out there, but it's just kind of like if I was to tell you there's more than one sun, if I was to tell you there's more than one moon, and they're all just moving around like a glow. What do they call those? Lava lamps, right? And they just pop out every minute and they just pop out everywhere. You know what I mean? Allegedly. And this right here, which could be the moon or the sun, we don't know. And it just feels like you have control of over the planets and you're fierce. And it's gonna dictate uh, either the water energy is clear, it's not mercury, that's water energy, that's your emotions. That's cool. Only thing is, clarify this mission because I don't want to jump to assumptions. We still have cards on the spread that haven't flipped over yet. All right. You don't see deception, seven of swords. So again, confirmation. Don't betray yourself this week. All right. Others of you, you're just being asked to slow down because you don't want to. You are ahead. You need everything. Everything needs to catch up with you. People, places, and things. Okay. Regarding to someone that is coming back around to deceive you, they won't be able to. Social media is in reverse trap. This is either you deceiving yourself or someone deceiving you. Okay. Whoever is trying to have access to you, they don't have access to you like that. So you need to, I don't know, make a sticky note, make it to where you see it every day, where you need to tell yourself a year from a year. I am prepping myself to be ready for what is for me a year from now. So whenever you decide to make the wrong choice, you will be divinely guided to make the right choice. When it comes to whoever this person is who's deceptive, you're not the only one. There's 6 other people who they are using as targets. It's kind of like I was just telling my son uh, regarding someone else. I said this individual is playing Hunger Games. Someone is playing Hunger Games, not just with you, but other people this week. All right, what is this? Checking phone. I thought that said checking bone. Checking phone and character in reverse. Whoever this is, you'll know who it is because they are acting off of emotion, and their emotions they can't hide. And it's kind of like, you know how you can ask someone, hey, what's up? Are you good? You mad? And they like, nah. And then they become mad because you ask them, and it's very clear that they're mad about something. And I'm happy that I was guided to say mad because if we really take this into deep context, when you say they are mad, that means that someone is not in their right mind. It's not mad in the sense of angry, it's mad in the sense of madness. Okay. Meaning there is a chaos of any possibilities of the unexpected that comes out of madness. Okay. So I would stay far away from this person. All right. Whoever this is could also be mad because you're in control this week. And they could be demanding you to speak to them, and they don't have control. They don't have any ways of crossing your boundaries or telling you something that you want to hear with this enlightenment here. So you have two forms of snake here. You have enlightenment from the family tree, and then you have enlightenment from a snake. All right. Your intentions and healings and powers will guide you to a better path. Just be clear. So just understand however this week pans out before it plays out, just know your actions depend on it a year from now. Okay. So try to look at the greater side of things, the better side of things. Telepathy. All right. Do we have a loved one coming in here? For some of you, this is the week where you break generational patterns. Okay. I'm being guided to not say curse because this is a pattern. You are the first to break a generational pattern. Here, when it comes to your self-care, you have reassess, right? And coming in reverse. So this is telling me that regarding you, you're not going to betray yourself. This is Gemini energy. You're not going to portray yourself. You're not going to double cross yourself, but you will be enlightened this week. Your I am message, you have balance and belief. All right. When it comes to balance, it says, I find balance between each spheres of my life. All right. You are in control of the planets um, in your territory. It's like we have this big umbrella of the world, and then each individual has their world on top of the worlds that are being merged. And I wish that I could explain it to you because I haven't even started the studies in astrology yet. The tarot world is so huge and so big. I just need to stay in my space. So, viewer, I know you're like, come on, just give it to me. Um, I don't believe in giving information that I don't know about. Sometimes I could be giving information and the terminology is placed incorrectly, but if I catch it, I'll correct it. But for the most part, the good outweighs the bad this week. Okay. With this balance here, it looks like you will have control when it comes to taking action, and you will have control when it comes to reacting. Okay. But looking at it at a macro level, you're good. Okay. Um, Looking at it at a micro level, there's a possibility that deception will be on the loose. Okay. Balance. It says, I find a balance between each sphere of my life, and I am a master of my daily life. Congratulations. I make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. I bring love to my world by fulfilling the needs of my body and soul. All right. And then when it comes to your belief, which is the Hierophant energy, okay, Hierophant is all about learning, studying, marriage, tradition, institution. And just looking at this spread, this has to do with the learning lesson and your belief system. Okay. There is someone that's going to get worked up because they don't feel like they have control. All right. Did you block someone on social media? Also, I see someone here who is I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. What I'm going to say is you have someone who is going to say that they changed their life around. And the only reason why they're coming around and they're using that as an excuse is just to either hack into your phone or to get your number. So be mindful. Like, say someone says, "Hey, can I have your number?" Right? And then they call you right then and there and they tell you to answer. Don't do that. Don't answer it. They're trying to tap your phone. Anywho, when it comes to belief, it says, "I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus, I have the power to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is showered in divine." Let me say this again because I'm going to have to say this again. Look for a sign here. You are going to be shocked this week regarding this person who's deceiving. And for others of you, you're going to be shocked on how much willpower that you have, and you're not going to portray yourself, which is good. Now, let me read this belief system. It says, "I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus, I have the power to fulfill my dreams. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is showered in divine light, and my heart opens to the power of the universe." All right. Do not abuse your power this week, collective. Okay. Do not abuse your power this week. When it comes to self-care, it says you have the right to change your mind, but unfortunately, changing your mind will be betraying yourself. So if you tell someone you're stand on your word, okay, whoever this deceptive person that's coming back around, they're not worth the squeeze. They are not worth it. And you need to work on your emotions because whatever it is that you may be feeling can draw you and then you lose. And I'm not telling you to play the game. When I say you lose your power. And I want you to sustain your power this week. So don't fall short all because you're needing an understanding from someone. You already have the understanding. What more? Why are you needing reassurance? Do not betray yourself this week. It is not worth it. All right. So I don't want you to say, "Oh, SGL told me that they were going to do this." Yeah, there's no, it's like if they get your new number, that's it and that's all. If yeah, if you block them on social media and you unblock them, that's it and that's all. Listen, this snake, for me, what I'm feeling here is in dark waters. You know how a snake move in water too? And I know that this snake is green. So this could be someone related to you. It could be family. This is what I'm channeling here. It's not giving me as long as you can't do better than me. This is just, you know, someone not having anything better to do. It's just one of those weeks where, you're the prey and you don't have to be. You know how a snake can sometimes a snake latches on to something and they just don't want to go through the process of their mouth expanding for a long time before it actually devouring it. It just feels like the snake is getting ready to do its thing, and it just says, nah, it ain't worth it. And Isn't that a blessing, right? The level of protection that is over you. All right. Clarify this. Look for a sign. The Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So maintain your emotions this week. Don't give your power away. Just to be honest, okay? When it comes to truth, do not convince yourself that the truth is not the truth. Don't allow anyone to make you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. It's fine. You hear me? It's fine. It's not worth going out of your way to prove that you're right. You'll have many more times in the future to prove that you're right. But what we do here in the SGL community, we do things the healthy way. We don't do things the toxic way. Okay. What we do, reason why we do it the healthy way is to prevent bad karma to be bestowed onto you. Isn't that a peace of mind to know that you are doing things in decency and order and not allowing bad karma to come devour you? Okay, because this snake doesn't look like it likes to eat. It looks like it just likes to take the life out of the body. And once it knows that there is no more pulse, it has been fed. Okay. So I want you to keep your emotions intact this week. Collective earth, air, fire, and water signs. And that is that. What else? Is there anything else? All right, I'm going to pull 12 zodiac signs when it comes to you and your person. I will do individual zodiac signs. I think I'm going to use a different way to stream the live because if you notice, we haven't toggled out, which is good. All right. For Aries, what's going on with your situation this week? Goodness gracious. Please do not do tit for tat. This is what this is. Aries, just because your person betrayed you or snaked you or devoured you in some type of way, took the life out of you. And when I say take the life out of you, it's kind of like, how certain relationships, the person is good, but then when they're in the relationship, everything just goes bad. To your person, when it comes to shapeshifter and mimicking, it looks like a tit for tat. So I see you doing a tit for tat with your person. The bottom of the deck is haunting, agonizing pain. Yeah, you want them to feel how they made you feel. Sex is a good time, and it just feels like you guys are going to make up. You will make up for the most part. I don't see you making up with your person. I see you having sex with someone else to make your person mad. Be careful with that. That's a dangerous game. What's the outcome for my Aries that are going to go outside of their connection? Ascending. It's going to be a learning lesson. So by you sleeping with someone else, you're going to gravitate to the person you slept with, and this person is kind of going to help you get your attention off of your main person. Taurus, this week. What is the message for Taurus this week in their person? Travel. All right. So you're spending time with your person this week. Anything else? Lust. Coffee date. Your person, you're moving too fast. You grown. You can do what you want to do, but it's telling you to move slowly because you may don't pop up at this person's house because there's somebody there. And I'm not telling you that someone's there just to tell you to go. I'm not telling you this to pump you up to go to your person's house. I'm telling you this is because if you go and you see someone else there, either you're going to be a threesome or you've lost your person. And so instead of positioning yourself to be introduced to something that it doesn't look like you're ready for, I think you need to slow down and just have date them during the daytime and get to know them and allow them to propose a threesome to you, and then that will give you better closure than you actually being forced to do something that you don't want to do. So remember, betraying yourself this week and all that stuff, nah, it's a no for me, but it might be a yes for you. That's on you. All right. I think you get more respect if you allow them to propose it to you than you uh, positioning yourself and then losing respect for yourself. Gemini. What's Gemini? Gemini. What? Gemini. You have unresolved issues with your person. You don't like your person, but your person having sex with your person, whoever that is. Influences. Yeah. You guys make money together too. But anywho, you guys are not on the same page. What's the word of advice for Gemini? I hope ain't nobody thinking I'm giving you favorites. I'm not. I don't know. Okay. So you guys need to get on the same page. Or you need to find who's on the same page when it comes to your sexual desires. Gemini. Cancer. So Gemini, is this so you don't feel like, oh, what is SGL talking about? Well, it looks like this week that you and your person don't like each other, but when it comes down to sex, you guys are very toxic. But then it looks like you guys are using sex to make money. Then you can take that for a grain of salt. I don't know if you guys have I don't know if you guys have like your own adult entertainment page. I don't know what you have, but that's what it looks like to me. Business wise, you guys can do good, but you guys need to be on the same page. If you're not wanting a relationship and they're not wanting a relationship, you guys need to come to some type of agreement where you guys are on the same page. It's also saying you need to find someone who's on the same page with you, who doesn't want a relationship, but they don't mind being casual with you. What is that called? Friends with benefits? Or is it called just casualties? I'm not really for sure. Who is this? Cancer? Cancer, you and your person is not talking this week. Party. Okay. So either you, I'm not choosing sides. Either you or your person, y'all is trying to make it seem like y'all good and you not. You guys back actually bring each other. You guys are meant for each other, basically, is what I see here. If this image was to clear up, you would see that the water is clear, the mountain, and there's it's you could see what I'll say this week, you guys are immature and you guys are being grown. I don't know if both of you are out having fun while you guys are both yearning for each other, but this could be prevented. Communication. Hey, I don't want you to go out this week. I want to spend time with you. It's that simple. Not, oh, okay, if they don't call me, if they don't text me, oh, but I see them on social media having a good time, and now you in your feelings, right? And now everything is blurry, and you're now asking yourself, does my person even care about me? Bottom of the deck is memories. Both of y'all is going to self-sabotage this relationship. So either you or your person needs to take the authority, the initiative to be the responsible one in this relationship this week. And I make that clear this week. Who is that? Leo. What message you got for Leo and their person for this week? My. And if you are looking for a reader who sticks to storylines, boo boo, I don't play about my gifts. I don't do storylines. I deliver the message. So if you're looking for a reader who, I, I mean, if you see someone sticking to a storyline, do you think they're actually reading, or are they creating a storyline? I don't listen, Leo. This gonna be the last time I tell you, just like someone corrected me today. They said this is the last time that I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing, Leo. Listen, if you are looking for the right storyline that can motivate you and go throughout life and your daily whatever rendezvous thing that you do, go back into Tarot Land, because I am not your reader. If there is a session that you resonate with, then you know what to do, and we will focus on it like that. But in regards to me just telling you something that you want to hear, no. Leo, you have divine timing here. Believe regarding your person. You can't rush this, Leo. Did you already get a reading on on your person? What you don't see is, what does it say? Terms. Yeah. Leo, I'm gonna tell you right now, you've already sabotaged this connection. I'm not the first reader you paid for some root magic or something. Everyone knows if you pay for root magic, there when the magic fades off, all magic fades off. Okay. Ah, Leo. So this is the week that it fades off. Tuesday. Mm. What's the word of advice? I can give you that, Leo. Gratitude. Appreciate this person. Appreciate this person. And that's what it's giving me. You know, Beauty and the Beast. Once the what true love is what took the spell off, and it just feels like you showing gratitude with real true sincerity this week regarding your person clears something out. I don't know what that is, but all I know is that the spell fades by Tuesday. Ah, Virgo. I don't know why Divine got me doing this, but okay. Virgo, you have safety and comfort and love here this week. So why are you questioning? Why are you questioning, Virgo, if this is your person? Everything is right. You're wanting something bad to happen. Bottom of the deck is heartstrings. It's like you want some type of reassurance this week to confirm, like, yeah, this is the one. It's like, just go with the flow. Like, because it feels like if you demand reassurance, it's like it feels like you're gonna go back into your old ways, Virgo. And those old ways, you may not think is toxic, but you're gonna start playing games. And the games that you're playing is the game of reassurance. You're gonna start doing little things, testing your person, and that's not the way about going about it, because nah, don't do it with this person, Virgo. Don't play your games. All right. No games this week. Libra, did you hear me, Virgo? Don't be playing the game of reassurance with your person. That's going to cause you to be anchored in the obsession, and you're going to be anchored in the connection, not your person. So when you decide, don't say I didn't tell you. Libra, regarding Libra's person. Libra. All right. That's up in the air, toxicity. Is it you or them? That's the thing. Oh, you remember what the spread was for the week, Libra? Libra. Know who you dealing with before you have any type of engagement with your person. You need to know what your person is into. Your person could think they're a vampire. Clarify this. Adrenaline and ascendant. Yeah. You better be careful with your person this week. And I wouldn't drink anything from them, and I wouldn't eat, especially no spaghetti. Don't go nowhere with your person, Libra. Am I talking to Libra? Don't go nowhere with this person. This feels like an invitation with a group of friends, and you are the invitation. It's a no for me. At the top of the deck, blocked obstacles. Yeah. Stay far away from this person, Libra. They're not too clinked in the milk. No. Don't start don't sit here and try to test them to see, well, SGL said that you're a vampire. They look at you with vampire eyes, ready to devour the blood. You dealing with somebody, they're a vampire. Allegedly. Anywho, you on your person this week. What is the message? Love. To be loved. To be loved. All right, you and your person is in love this week. Twin flames. Okay, enjoy it. It's a good week. You and your twin flame. You guys are having a good week. No toxicity, no arguing, no fighting, no whatever you do that's toxic. It's good. Y'all on the same page. Nice. Scorpio. You're the only one that got the best reading this week. Yeah. Sagittarius. What does that say? Magnetic attraction. Okay. So makeup sex this week, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I do see a Sagittarius where you finally fulfill your desire of having sex with the same sex. Anywho, you have completely done. Damn. Others of you, Sagittarius, this week, you're gonna have sex. You're gonna have sex with your person. You're not gonna have an orgasm. I don't know what happens in the midst of y'all being in the heat of the moment, but it just looks like it's just like I'm good. You're gonna have that moment. Either this is you or them. I don't know. If you know that you don't want to deal with your person, I wouldn't engage because it feels like to me that sex ain't gonna keep you guys together. But for the most part, if you are a Sagittarius and you are going to have a sexual attachment with the same sex, but you're not going to get off. You're not going to finish. You're going to be good. You're walking away from whoever this is you've been having in casualties with. All right. Capricorn. What's the message for Capricorn and that person this week? Capricorn, you have love. All the signs about love this week. Are you questioning love regarding your person? How long is it gonna last? Jealousy. I don't know if this is you or your person. Um, this week, one of you are talking behind each other's back, and there's the snake being devoured. You can check out the beginning. I don't know exactly where that message was when I was telling you about this snake not wanting to devour by the mouth, but wanting to take the air, the breath. Um, Give me a word of advice for Capricorn. Regret and friendship. Is it worth it? That's the question I'm being asked you to ask you, Capricorn. Is it worth it this week? If you're questioning love, just sit in, because it feels like when you're being in regret with the answers that you are giving yourself regarding love and a friendship connection. Mm-hmm. This reminds me of Ice Cube for some reason. You remember that movie Anaconda? Was and this is on a beach. You know how they say never bring the sand to the you don't bring the sand to the beach. Am I saying it right? Don't take the sand from the beach. Don't bring the beach to the I don't know what this is. The more the merrier. What's at the bottom of the deck? Fear. When it comes to love, who do you love or who do you just love in general? It's not going to be no one's fault for you not taking the leap of faith with fear here. The fear is the fool's card. Let me show you what the fool's card is first, and then I'm going to tell you what the fool's card. I hope don't nobody think I'm showing you favoritism like Gemini. Because I'm not. I just want to make sure I don't. I just, I Capricorn. Because I don't know who's the snake here. I really don't. Where's the pool? Oh, it's starting to get cold. Where's the pool? Dang, where's the pool? We're gonna look at what's in the front and what's there's the pool. So there's confrontation moving forward, and there's a new beginning going backwards. Dang, you don't. It's in your situation, Capricorn. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Regardless, no, it looks better moving forward. This confrontation could be resolved. You could choose to deal. You could choose to go through this five of swords, but you're not required to. But going backwards, does Page of Swords is a spying card. Is a spying card. And it just feels like some of you Capricorns would rather grow old in debt. There you are, Capricorn, just to watch someone. What the fuck? Excuse my language. That's the way it's supposed to be. Terrifying. I don't. You know what, Capricorn? Listen. I think I went a little bit too far in your thing. So if there's a possibility that you regret marriage, because the Hierophant is marriage. So moving forward. Aquarius. Oh, that's what I wanted. I was supposed to tell you what the Fool is. Fool. 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 Let me tell you what the Fool is. And pull back out. All right. This is the Fool. Where is the Fool? Now we gotta find the Fool again. You know what? That used to be a trend. People used to use that. Here we go. No, that's the Page of Swords. Used to say that word as it how they say bruh and stuff. They you fool. Is that how your person talk? Fool. Where listen, this is what the fool looks like. Can you see that? Let me get this. When I don't want to look for a fool. Here it is. The Fool. The Fool also represents the fear. We're afraid of taking the leap of faith. All right. And it just feels like, Leap of Faith, that movie was all about pretending, false, fake, robbing people. Anywho, the Fool's journey begins the tarot and suggests a new cycle in your life. His bags reflects a personal experience, while his dog reminds you of companionship to be counted upon. Time to break free and begin again. The adventure begins. Self-expression, outliner, innocence, decent optimism, a clear slate, fresh start. That's the Fool. Fool. Capricorn, someone's going to call you a fool this week. Was it me? And I'm not even being funny. Like, don't take it personal when someone calls you a fool. Anywho, Aquarius, you and your person this week. What's up in the air with Aquarius and their person? Divine Feminine. All right, Aquarius. And do you see that your person is a divine counterpart? Tether. No. Do you see yourself as a divine counterpart this week? No. Wow, Aquarius. What's at the bottom of the deck? Intuition, knowing. Aquarius, regarding your person this week, you already know. You already know the answer. With this tether here, the bottom of the deck is anchor. And this is the anchor to the ships. So when it comes to supply, Aquarius this week, you already know what kind of supply you are needing. And this is supposed to be regarding you and your person. So place it where it fits. Are you wanting to be treated like divine feminine? Or is your person wanting to be treated like a divine feminine? No gender role, because there are gender males who prefer to be treated feminine. Like, not like a woman, but feminine. And you know what's so crazy? Let me break this down. Like, most kings have more feminine attributes than a masculine. Masculine men are the warriors who are on the grounds. They go out and fight. The king will go get on the grounds, but the king likes to be served by multiple women, foods, parties, gatherings, and everything else. But if all push to shove, all push to the side, the king will get on the forefront, right? Even being on the forefront, the king is not the first one that makes the move. Everyone else dies for the king. So what I'm trying to tell you is, Aquarius, you already know. Anywho, moving forward. So some of you Aquariuses, you're going to know the difference when it comes to types of royalty. All right, moving forward. Pisces. Pisces and Pisces person and Pisces this week. You have intuition, inner knowing this week. Spirit, what you don't see is love. Dang. You're falling out of love with your person this week, Pisces. That could be the hard pill to swallow this week. If you haven't already fallen out of, yeah. All right. What should the collective be concerned about this week? And then I'm going to go ahead and do individual weekly. And this is just a one-time thing this once. Recognition in reverse. Collective. Do not disregard your intuition. Do not be a deer with no headlights. What is it called? Don't be oblivious this week. Think before. Oh yeah, think before you do. Think before you speak. Think before anything. Okay. The universe will help you recognize signs and miracles. So be patient. Don't rush anything this week. All right. Don't forget love is kind. Don't forget love is gentle. Until we meet again.